Comics is rated S for spoilers because I do have a couple in there. Imagine if your chemistry teacher was actually an underground crystal meth cook who ran an entire meth empire. Seems pretty crazy thinking about it, right? Walter White was just another average chemistry teacher until he finds out he has cancer, so in order to ensure his family's financial security, he teams up with an old student of his so they can cook and cross crystal meth until Walt dies of cancer. This was Vince Gilligan's brilliant idea behind the plot for a TV series for a person that knows the ins and outs of the chemistry behind making crystal meth, and it grows into something enormous and an awesome TV series. When most people get bored or have nothing going on, what do you think they do? I'm guessing that many of them would simply turn on the TV and look for something to watch. But what would be the best show to watch that's on TV? My answer to that question is Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is my favorite show of all time, and if any of you have seen it, I'm willing to guess that you probably agree with me. Breaking Bad sucks you into its plot like a black hole, and once you are hooked on it, you will always want more of it. Does that mean that Breaking Bad should be considered the best show of all time? And if not, what is the best show of all time? Critics from everywhere have been trying to answer this question for years now, before CNN or Hollywood Reporter, and they came up with the answer of The Sopranos, HBO's The Sopranos, HBO's The Wire, and AMC's Breaking Bad. They consider these shows to be the best of the best to watch because they each have intelligent storylines that attracted huge audiences. These shows are all highly addictive, exciting, and unpredictable. I know there are other shows that have these traits, but there's no doubt that many shows like this have the same traits, and they keep on the edge of your seat. But Breaking Bad is able to separate itself from the rest because, unlike other shows, Breaking Bad gets off to a lightning-fast start, is a storyline that moves towards an ending, and doesn't have any cut episodes in it. The biggest difference between Breaking Bad is how fast of a start it gets off to grab the viewer's attention. Many other shows, it takes 3 or 4 episodes to really get going, but Breaking Bad, the first episode, you're just hooked on it. Tim Goodwin of The Hollywood Reporter states that the first 20 episodes of Breaking Bad is like a tour de France of character development, darkness offset by comedy, and choices made by characters that will change them forever. He says he would put the first 20 episodes of Breaking Bad against any other series, and he guarantees that Breaking Bad will be better. That's why Breaking Bad is so easy to get into. You watch the first episode and you're hooked on it. They leave you wanting more, and then every episode after that, they want you wanting more. And that's unlike any show I've ever seen. In my experience with watching The Wire, on the other hand, I found Breaking Bad was kind of easier to watch. I didn't care for all the F-bombs that The Wire dropped, and all the unnecessary characters made it a little more confusing than it needed to be. But I did enjoy The Wire because it had a realistic storyline, and it had a great message, but it just wasn't as entertaining as Breaking Bad. Tim Goodwin, the critic I mentioned earlier from The Hollywood Reporter, also states that even though Breaking Bad might be the most addictive and gets off to the fastest start, it isn't the best show of all time because it didn't have the overall effect that The Wire had on TV because of how groundbreaking it was. But I disagree because Breaking Bad has had a pretty large cultural impact, from t-shirts to some parodies. Jimmy Fallon did one and The Simpsons did a goof on it. It was pretty funny. People can't get enough of Breaking Bad. The other big argument against Breaking Bad being the best is that it's just simply too soon to tell, with the finale only happening about 7 months ago, according to Chris Philpott of the New Zealand Herald. And that finale that aired on September 29th of last year was being moved towards and anticipated since the first episode pilot aired in 2008. According to Forbes magazine entertainment writer Alan St. John, the dimensions of Breaking Bad's plot slowly moving towards its end is something that makes Breaking Bad different in a better way from any other TV series there is. This is unlike other shows like The Sopranos, where Tony Soprano runs errands around North Jersey for several seasons, and he doesn't change much over the course. Jimmy McNulty, Stringer Bell, and other characters from The Wire fought hard to change the system of things, but the creator's message was that the drug, cops, politics, and prison system was just too strong to be taken down by a few angry men and women in a fictionalized Baltimore. But Walter White, on the other hand, was a nice, considerate man who was dealt a crappy hand in life getting his cancer, who eventually decays into the drug king Heisenberg with no morals whatsoever. Walt could hardly find it in him to kill Crazy 8 in episode 3, and in episode 19 when he watched Jane choke to death, he almost saves her. But soon after that, he becomes moralist and is willing to kill anyone who gets in the way of his family, himself, or his crystal meth empire. Like when he kills his business partner Mike, or when he hires people to kill anyone in prison who could give him up to the police or the Drug Enforcement Agency. Bolt's journey to the top of the food chain led to an actual ending that won't leave viewers disappointed. There's no loose ends, so the viewer didn't have any questions. It just let you say goodbye to your favorite show. This is unlike the ending to The Sopranos, which cut to black in mid-center after the scene, left viewers unhappy because of all the unanswered questions, according to Watch HBO. And even though The Wire's finale wrapped up the series well, it was during the weakest of the 5 seasons, according to many sources. So the finale really didn't have that much to live up to. Let's bring me to the last point why Breaking Bad is the best show of all time. While The Wire, Sopranos, and other shows all have those episodes where you watch and you're just like, why am I watching this? Why are they going to show me this? Breaking Bad doesn't have any episodes that will leave the viewer disappointed. Chris Schultz of the New Zealand Herald writes that Breaking Bad is flawless. He said he would literally shake in anticipation for the next episode to watch. I myself was a Netflix viewer for the first 4 seasons, on which I binge-watched many episodes in a row, because Breaking Bad is so good, and I knew I wouldn't be mad at myself if I stayed up late if I could just watch one more episode of Breaking Bad. Because I knew it would be a good one. Each episode was as good as the previous one. The Sopranos and The Wire both had minimum hiccups in the episodes. They were all pretty good, but they did have a few. But Breaking Bad is different from that because all of the episodes are really good and important to the main plot, to which the credit should be given to the creator, Vince Gilligan. And Vince Gilligan should be very proud his show was so successful and that it's on the short list for TV shows that are considered the best of all time. Breaking Bad is revolutionary in its ability to draw on all kinds of audiences, from grandparents, it might sound strange, but mine are a big fan of the show, to high school students. This show entertained, and is still entertaining, many people today. True story, as I was typing my speech, I was watching Breaking Bad with my mom and sister because I got them hooked on it, and I just couldn't resist watching all the events unfold again. If you have not watched the series and find yourself with nothing to do, I urge you to just click on the TV and turn on Breaking Bad to at least give it a chance. But I warn you, you might get addicted after the first episode, because Breaking Bad is a show that will keep you intrigued with its unexpected moments, humor, and amazing storyline, and some great acting. Which is why I and many TV critics agree that it should be named the best show of all time. From most legendary blue crystal meth to his trunk gun that he unleashed in the last episode, it's hard not to enjoy the ride of Breaking Bad's 62 episodes.